Alah, alah. View countnya sampai rusak anjing. Sampai ngebug view countnya. The heck, the heck. Are we stream yet, guys? Wait. Bodo amat lah. Udah. Aduh, mati lagi stickku. Nice. Sambil menunggu guys, we have to ya, kita mainin ini dulu ya, karena dia matchnya jam 4, jam 5. Kita side quest dulu, side quest. Kemana sih gua? Oh, tinggal ke sana doang kok. Kalau jatuh mati. Mati. Nah, ayo sini. Sepertinya di atas. Masih di situ dong. Kan di atas. Oh, ini loh. Udah ya. Apa ini? Black DIY merchant. Apa nih guys? Apa ini?
お侍様、てっきり亡くなったのかと。まだ生きておるぞ。ここで何をしている？我が家の染めの
Sabar
技
ya
をの。
teman-teman. Kita nanti watch party, tapi sambil nunggu aku bakal mainin side questnya game ini dulu ya.
こそうと思いまして、店を開きました。黒に染め上げましょう。 火に焦げた木のごとし、カラスの羽のごとし、素材をお持ちくだされば喜んで染めて差し上げましょう。
Beli.
夕闇の化身が太刀を携えているようだ。
Bagusan yang ori guys. Beli.
猛虎は影が襲ってきたと思うでしょうね。
Gue saku armor ini. Apa kita beli dulu? Dah.
夕闇の化身が太刀を携えているようだ。
Loh, mas kita mana ya? Waalaikumsalam. Halo bang, selamat datang. Selamat datang bang MJ. Hai, kenapa namanya Emma jelek? Kita nanti watch party ya teman-teman, tapi nanti sambil menunggu aku mau ngambilin ini nih, yang side quest ini aku mau ambilin semua. Oh, aku harus belajar ini. Wajib, hukumnya wajib. Ini wajib guys, wajib banget, wajib kudu. Main QP, apa QP? Oh, salah tipu ya. Main apa bang? Main Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima bang. Lagi mau nyelesain side questnya. Sambil nunggu jadwal apa? Restream atau watch party Valorant. Nanti itu jam 7 watch partinya. Bentar sih kesini. Kukira Palo watch party doang. Watch party nanti tapi jam 5. Nah, sekarang kan jam 4. Biasanya aku ngumpulin masa dulu. Ngumpulin masa sambil ngerjain side quest. Soalnya tadi yang main questnya udah hampir selesai. Main quest buat egg kedua ini kurang 2 doang. Jadi aku keep buat besok 1 aja.
何があった？
街道を歩いていたら悲鳴が聞こえまして、駆けつけた時にはこのありさまで。
Kita nyelesain side questnya dulu.
いいえ、こやつらを切ったのは槍川の怨霊です。
怨霊？
あなたも聞いたことは終わりでしょう。
Aku sebenarnya pengen sambil live Instagram guys, so ntar dulu deh, males. Kita belajar teknik khusus ini, yang dance itu guys. Karena most skilled swordman in our island. Di setiap tahun ada satu lord yang bakal mereka ngajarin mereka sebuah teknik khusus namanya Dance of Wrath, yang bisa ngebunuh siapapun lawannya. Teknik Dance of Wrath ini ditemukan dari Lord Tokiasa Yarikawa. Oh, klan Shimura, berarti keajarannya uncle ini. Dance ini. Oke, nice. Lord Shimura's father burst fell. Bang, abang Jakarta apa Jawa? Aku Jawa. Oh, enjoy kawan. Watch party, iya watch party. Restream. Kalau anak Mobile Legends ngertinya restream, tapi kalau Valorant watch party. Intinya nobar. Karena ada turnamen tuh Ascension. Ascension. Welcome semua teman-teman lagi nonton, jangan lupa buat di like dan di subscribe ya. Thank you. Nanti guys, jam 5. Kalau nggak nolak ya jam 5. Aku sambil lihat
誰
di
かが死を願った
Twitch.
と？
怨霊を祀る社に供物が満たされた時、報復の血が流れると言います。
Sayang guys, kita nggak bisa
どう
nggak
すれば
jadi
見つか
berangkat
る？
ke
怨
sana.
霊に祈りが届くように槍川では藁や花びらを燃やして
Sayang banget,
煙を
padahal
立
aku
てるは
pengen
ず。
guys.
それが目印になりましょ
Pengen banget berangkat buat nonton langsung. Yang Split 3 kapan? Split 3 setelah Ascension ini. Setelah Ascension baru Split 3.
う。お気をつけて。槍川の民は堺家への恨みを忘
Kita
れ
masih
て
keliling
は
ini.
おりません。
昔の話であろ
あなたにとっては
Live-nya kosong, sabar. Ngebug ini guys. Sebentar ya, ngebug ini berarti. Aku benerin sebentar ya. Sebentar guys. Tahu OBS ku lagi sering ngebug, kenapa ya? Sumpah guys, ngebug mulu. Enable auto stopnya udah. Sebentar ya teman-teman ya. Kita harus kemana nih? Salt all Jericho for white smoke. White smoke. Oh itu guys. Itu. Kita mesti ke sana. We have follow the white smoke.
う。槍川の怨霊を祀った社、誰か参ったのか？平太郎は裏切り者です。近くの野営にいるので息の根を止めてください。流民の野営のことだ。
Oh, kita mesti ke sini. What's wrong?
酒井様、
What's wrong? What's
何
wrong?
か
What's
ご用
wrong?
ですか？
平太郎はおるか？
ここに。
何者かがお主を殺すよう怨霊に願ったようだ。
どうして俺を？
もうこの患者だからさ。毎晩行き先も言わずに姿を消すんです。
それは思い違いだ。
猛虎に通じておるなら情けはかけぬぞ。
滅相もありません。わけを聞いてください。
白状させてくださいよ。
ここではお話できません。あちらへ。
Kenapa dia muter-muter gitu? Udah Mbak, jangan muter-muter, ntar aku pusing.
俺の死を願うなんてあんまりだ。
怨霊のことで思い悩むな。ことによっては切られるのだぞ。
怨霊は生きとります。
どういうことだ？
以前道で賊に襲われた時、怨霊に助けてもらったんです。
Man sih, ada
毎
spirit.
晩ここに来ていました。
墓。誰のものだ？
藤次郎のものです。
Tuchiro.
俺のあれでして。こいつの家族が野営におるので、うまい言い訳が見つからなかったんです。
合点が言った。だが野営の者は特進がいかぬだろう。離れた方が良い。
どこに行けば？
有明に行けばよい。さあ、すぐに立て。
ありがとうございます。
Lah. Ya Allah, tak kira. Tak kira itu tujuannya, ternyata bukan. Kampret. Gue mesti kemana guys? Apakah areanya di sekitar sini? Lah ini dark smoke, bukan, ini mah orang chat. Where we had to go? Where we had to go? Oh itu ke depan. Ke depan. Jangan lupa buat di like dan di subscribe ya teman-teman yang ingin nonton. Kita sambil nunggu watch party, sambil nunggu matchnya
怨
muncul,
霊に
kita
当てて
mainin
誰か
game
が
ini dulu
船
ya.
を残したな。
Apa ini? The mall. Okay, not far from the shrine. Destroy them.
猛虎は我らを捕らえ、櫛川沿いにある野営に連れて行きます。お助けを。なぜ怨霊に頼るのだ。
Waduh, well kita. Lah orang udah selesai nih duelnya. Tuh. Investigate dulu.
技量がなくては倒せぬ相手。
Oke, terus ini
馬までも殺したのか。
the spirit kata the house. Oke, the horse. Ini apa ini?
島のものだ。なぜこの者らも殺した。
Kenapa dia juga terbunuh katanya?
助けて。
Ada saksi mata
出して
ini.
ください。落ち着け。鍵を開ける。ここで何が。
本領が皆殺しにして去っていきました。わしも死を覚悟しましたが、
なぜ島の者も犠牲に。
こいつら人を撃ってたんです。
もうよい。行け。
それでは。
Digigit semut guys.
おそらく怨霊は
Ada
次の社に向かったな。
the other shrine. Okay. But where is the other shrine, boys? Kita masih harus mencari. Ke arah sono kita. Naik kuda aja cepet. On, yuk so. Jadi kita udah dari sini belum? Ini nggak nyala sih. Waduh. Naik ke atas berarti. Ya naik ke atas. Nah, itu ada smoke. Jatuh dong. Maafkan aku kaki. Aku membuatmu terjatuh. Lompat, wih. Manja kudaku ini. Masa kita nggak bisa lompat.
ここにも社がある。文がないということはすでに怨霊に読まれたか。争い近い。
Sih guys, ada duel katanya. Kita harus mengikuti, harus melihat. Wah, tuh. Kayak orang sampai teriak gitu guys. Dia kemana guys?
Nagai こと使われておるようだが、 槍川家の旗がある。額あるものが書いたようだが、まるで要領を得ない。槍川殿が生きておるということか。社に備えられていたものだ。槍川の武士の兜、槍川家の武士に生き残りがいた。正体を突き止めねばな。他の社を探してみるか。
Lah, sudah dong manis, masa belum? Hah? Masih belum? Kita masih kemana, guys? Naik lagi kah, manis? Tuh, side questnya ini susah, guys. Sumpah, teka-tekinya tuh loh. Ada gini, bikin lama nih. Nyarinya. Karena kita harus nyisirin satu-satu kan. Sini kah? Di sini juga nggak ada apa-apa, guys. Kan ini.
Kakero, kage.
Where we have to go, oh itu jatuh. Maaf lagi. Dua kata lucu anjir, samurai jatuh dari kuda. Bukan dong, ini cuma lampu doang. Tuh gak ada, guys. Yo chat, where we have to go? Oh, shit. Shit man, susah banget. Oh ini. Nice, ini.
ここにも供物が。堺家最後の生き残りであり、志村の飼い犬堺仁を金剛の庭に招き入れ死に様を見せてください。俺を殺すことが願いだと。金剛の庭に出向かい終わらせる。
Oh yang tadi, yang gambar Buddha tadi, guys. Wah, kita akan duel.
Moshi.
Nah, ceplok. Sorry ya kaki. Kamu aku buat jatuh mulu. Ini kenapa jadi gini dah teksturnya? Ini ngebug apa gimana, guys? high loh ini guys gua.
混合力士の像、ここに違いない。社だ。だが音量は俺に当ててある。
Jarika vengeance has come for you.
槍川の音量に取り殺されろ。
Mana? Sini duel. Oh
お
ini.
前が音量だな。
我は死者の灰を巻き上げる風、その名も槍川の怨霊だ。
裏切り者の一族と共に滅んだ技の使い手。何者だ。乱を生き延びた武士の娘か。
皆死に絶えた。ここはもう死者の国だ。
Duel kita guys, duel.
誰が俺を殺せと。
お前に神戸を垂れる百姓、お前に笑顔を向ける秋人、槍川の民すべてが堺家と志村家の死を望んでいる。
我らを許した者もいる。
復讐を求める者のため、我が安らぎを与えるのだ。
Masih aja peperangan antar klan.
So その動き見切った。
お前も槍顔で死ね。
Waduh, waduh, waduh. Wah.
ついに敵を撃った。
Kampret, susah. Kali ini cukup susah nih. Belum darah kita tinggal segini guys. Ya nggak apa. Kita salah langkah.
いないそれでも武士か。
Anjir, susah banget. Ini soalnya mode hard guys. Mode hard atau medium ini ya? Aku lupa. Oh, medium ini. Woi. Sabar dulu lah. Sama aja guys, gue tinggal segini belum darah.
ついに敵を撃った。
Woi, susah banget. Sumpah, yang side quest ini malah lebih susah guys daripada yang main quest. Lah.
ついに
Aku lupa nge-shield R1 apa R2 sih? Sabar. Aku lupa guys, udah lama nggak main ini game soalnya. Mundur. Jaga jarak. Ah, gua juga bisa. Waduh, tapi darah gua habis.
その動き見切った。
お前も槍顔で死ね。
Sabar dulu.
早い。
まんまと現れよって。
Aduh, darah kita tinggal segini guys. Sama-sama low-nya ini. Aduh.
ついに敵を撃った。
Sumpah tapi aku susah nahan shieldnya dulu apa ya, R1 apa R2 ya? Sumpah aku lupa banget itu shield.
その動き見切った。
お前もやり顔で死ね。
Oh, ngedodge itu ngambil pencet R1. Oh, alah.
何をしている。
Hampir menang.
これで終わりだ。
違う。死ぬのはお前。
お前は腕が立つが、怒りのあまり真の敵を見誤ったな。フンヌの舞は
Oke,
もら
kita
い受
sudah
け。
belajar dan dance. Nice one. Tapi aku masih lupa cara ngedodge sih guys ya. Sabar, aku harus lihat cara evade. Oh ini. Ya udahlah, kita belajar ini. Terus ini. Apalah, kita habisin sekalian. Tapi aku sebenarnya pengen dapetin ini juga guys. Ini aja dulu ya. Sudah. Ini sudah hampir tamat. Mas ini tapi sih guys, aku harus dapetin ini lagi. Banyak banget. Ini yang baru nih. Jelek. Maaf. Melee damage. Udah ini paling cocok nih. Maaf. Kita semua pakai yang gelap. Memang guys. Yang gelap-gelap ini keren. Enggak. Aku suka yang ini. Subarashi. Mantap. Oke, nice. Jam berapa? 4:30 masih ada. Ya aku mau lihat itu loh, udah mulai belum ya? Valorant. Lah, udah sih. Woi, udah mulai, sudah mulai. Sorry. Udah mulai lah, lebih cepet berarti. Sorry. Sabar. Save the game. Dah. Yuk, waktunya kita watch party. Lah, udah mulai kampret. Sabar guys. Kenapa udah mulai? Udah mulai loh, kampret. Bentar ya guys. Valorant, where is Valorant? Valorant Esport ID.
Well taken early on. Cam and Trips not dealt with. Here's the second wave. Now smoking off top middle, looking to take some mid control, and these are the kind of patterns that Boom are
Oi,
gonna be
so
aware
far so
of.
good
They've
nih,
already
6-0
seen this from
nih.
NAOS in this game.
So far so good.
NAOS working that mid control. They've still left Papi Chulo behind the A main one way. What will NAOS do in the mid round now?
Perhaps it's just baiting out the Dark Tower from Zesper.
Oh, el Pamos ini guys, Pamos.
As they head on in towards mid or market, just spot it out immediately. That's not something that you want to have happening. Berserk's marking these angles, famous as well. Villager goes down. And once again, you're working against numbers. NC Slasher expends the thrash even just to check. Tries to send it through. Maybe doesn't quite connect, but they know there's presence towards mid.
I was thinking we are going to get an Omen duel between Zesbu and Papi Chulo, but he's been left on that info line, which is going to inform the rotators now. With only 25 seconds of trying to get into this B site.
Rotation should be quick. Meanwhile, Berserk's famous, they're still tucked away neatly. Spycam might have been taken out, but pretty soon now you've got positions from Sheer.
Kelamaan ya sih nunggunya? Udah dapat space banget dia. Ayo, habis ini apa yang akan dilakukan?
Rolling Thunder just to try to push them back. Emmen doing a
Kelamaan.
But how long can they really fend them off? Zesbu. Paranoia's out. Maybe famous with the glass pack, but NAOS holds down their ground. A lot of fracture going that way. Zesbu trying to fight back. Unfortunately though, it's going to be Nexi picking up his first kill and picking up the first win for NAOS.
Guys, ada telepon.
Especially after losing Moja that easily. That's one of those situations where I hear all of the players that I've coached in the past go, "Oh, bro, you can hold angles on land so easy, you can't do it online." Like, that's the kind of thing where, like, Famous is just sitting on that line and just, like, one-tapping someone walking into, like, not even one-tapping, just spraying someone easily walking into a pretty basic angle and winning that duel. It's just that instantness of the kill, I suppose, but for NAOS to put together that 4-on-5 from that point on after losing the Neon is very impressive, and I'm hoping that means good things for the rest of this map going forward. No B main control off the bat this time. You got a cage thrown over to market. Cam's keeping an eye on B main. NAOS, again, similar pacing, not in a rush to do anything quickly.
Yeah, really carefully pushing across, respecting that dark cover.
Let's go, boys!
I mean, of course, they have no idea where these Boom players are positioned at the time being. And Boom, they're just constantly rotating around, checking out mid right now.
Yeah, these are the kind of weird rounds that makes you realize just how deep it goes between two teams like this. A lot of respect being shown. Both teams feeling each other out. You had the mid re-clear from Boom. There's the drone up onto the line from NAOS after progression smoking A main. Boom throwing up a one-way of their own, but really have been sitting in pretty similar positions this whole round. But this is where the ace split comes in.
Nice.
Okay. Just invites the peek out from Zesbu. It takes down Mojo Ja as well. Trying to fight back. Nexi though, they make a secondary approach on the way from A main, and with that they manage to take down the site. Famous answers back with an
Spam udah dipasang plan, udah di plan.
Be painful. 3-on-3, footsteps heard. And it's gonna be
nice.
Aduh. Good little sidestep, a double kill. Make that a triple as he had one earlier from before. And with that, it's just no way Boom's gonna try to attempt this retake any further. The operator is gonna have to save it.
Ya, di save harusnya.
If you can. Ja was on hot pursuit for a second, but instead gonna head back towards main. And that's again another perfect example from Boom of looking for Ja previously with the showstopper just sending it out. And that time they just double peek to clear out middle with the Cyphers alive, despite the fact that the A site's been taken. So they are very well aware of the lurking tendencies of Ja. They're very much looking for him in the early stages of the game. So the fact that he comes up with a 2K there, that's the end of things for Boom. And 2 in a row for NAOS is very promising now.
They're reading each other, but yes, Ja's performance, I mean, those were some impactful frags. Had he not gotten them, this round could have gone towards Boom. But that's the thing. I mean, NAOS has gone through a transformation of their own. Ja used to play the duelist. He used to be a jet with an operator. I remember from last year's Ascension. And sometimes, you know, playing those passive angles, he wasn't quite successful. But now on the Sentinel role, he's able to focus his aim so much more. And playing those lurk positions, he sidestepped and got those 2 kills. Incredible stuff. Now it's looking to switch up the pace now, especially with the overdrive, but completely stopped for a while with his cyber cage. Next, he's going to have to clear a lot of it with the Alishron, trying to break some of these trips, trying to buy some of these rotations over. Meanwhile, on the mini-map, Shaw's approaching down mid.
It's a complete disengage. There was 4 players there for Boom, so now's not feeling like they want to run through a brick wall. As you mentioned, they've got the Cypher Lurk active, applying pressure on the map. Cage to top mid, denying the info, keeping an eye on the mid walk, and in the meanwhile, NAOS trying to keep the rotations honest. Working their way back towards the A side of the map. There's no one-way here.
Wow.
There's no deep info line, and NAOS are getting a lot of space for free right now. You can keep an eye on as well. Nexi still over here towards B. Going to create maybe a little bit of pressure or go for the lurk in the mid to late round.
The question is Boom going to bite that bait, though? Nexi still stays hidden, so nothing for the time being. And there were pings across the minimap from before. I believe Shiro's marking elbow and calling out to Zespew that they could be pushed up A main. So
harusnya rotate, harusnya udah mulai rotate.
they have an idea of where they just
Harusnya udah mulai
might
rotate.
be. With that,
Nice.
they're trying to push out. Shiro, though,
Kasih dulu, tahan dulu.
able to catch out the entry fragger. Mojo goes down.
Lo.
Rolling Thunder perfectly into the 2 players inside of A main. How are they going to do this? 13 seconds left at the end of the round, and they go in for a bit of a gunfight.
No!
Zespew starts trades coming through. NC Slasher with a utility and
Agak sedikit
Famous
kecepatan tadi ya,
without shot.
membuka tandernya ya.
Just
Nggak ada
to
info
close
soalnya di
things
sana ada berapa
out,
orang.
Boom Esports coming back into the game.
Oh, they had the right read. Like, they
But
even
nice,
broke the
nice.
chip on B late into the round, courtesy
We're
of
back on
Nexi,
track.
and kept
We're back
3
on
players
track.
from Boom trending towards B, but their spacing was not good at all. The Neon sent out onto the site solo, punished by Breach Util instantly, and from there it felt like NAOS couldn't even get through elbow, and when they did, they run straight into a Rolling Thunder with only 20 seconds left. Like, that is just not going to work. Boom picked that apart very easily, and they're going to go up 7-2 as a result.
Yeah, a little bit hurt. I mean, perhaps a moments of hesitation or something, but it's Boom once again reading the situation so darn well, and at the same time, they often fall back to those default positions whenever they're trying to rotate off around. They're always anticipating some of NAOS' movements.
Clear!
NAOS is gonna have to throw in something that they might not expect, and this just might be it. A bit of a heads-up duel from Ja, taking down that op player, Famous, completely gone. Berserk spots them through market, but the numbers just aren't here. He's gonna try to hold some of these off angles from Boba.
Lol,
They might try to
tumben-tumbenan
push
ini
out on
nge-whip.
market, but he's not able to do it. Now, the rest
Ih.
of Boom slowly encroaching.
Ini nyelip dia.
But look at how he plays around the boxes. Just one shot into the back of Shiro's head. A bit of a refract from Berserks. Not too bad. A little bit more space for Boom. But are they going to be able to suss out the remaining positions? Zespew, Paranoia, out
Nice.
in towards B main. But still, just trying
Nice,
to
nice,
really
nice,
get the
nice
defuse.
retake, nice
Stick on the
retake.
wingman. It's
Nice
sticking all the
retake,
way
boys,
through.
nice
Ja,
retake.
he was looking at mid
Yeah,
before,
lo,
but
clean,
no
clean,
way
clean.
is he going to be able to come back into this round
Tapi
now.
kejauhan
It's
juga si
8-2
itu.
for
Si
Boom
apa?
Esports.
Si NAOS harusnya
some
nge-
really,
nge-stayin
really
2
clean
atau at least
Couple
3
of rounds
di
there
dalam,
from
2-nya di
Boom.
luar.
Saw it over on that
Karena
A
ini
side
lama
with the
sih,
reactive
5 lawan
utility, and then that B retake looking as clean as it was in the early
Kejauhan
streak of
diambil.
5 rounds. Despite the fact that
Macam mana
Mark
satu
Chula has
doang
a really
lainnya di
nice
luar,
off angle,
satu.
and now's got into that site pretty easily,
tiga.
pretty cleanly, got themselves that
4.
very clean after plant. It felt like that was way too easy for Boom on the retake. Like, you see it, you see the spam meta with the progression smoke. There was none of that for NAOS.
Oh, main cepat, main cepat.
Really just kind of hurting them in their backs as well, but now
So
trying to
you
switch
little
things up
homie.
because their backs are against the ropes. A bit of a half by, and they're just trying
Oh.
to push in, and it just all lines up
What is
perfectly
happening?
for Zespew. The Thresh on the other side, and he just managed to burst them down completely with his Vandal. It's 9-2. I can't believe this, Pilski.
I don't think he even realized what happened. He had the garden hose out and he was just spraying away, and all of them line up for him. Unreal. I was just watering the plants. My dog just ran up and started trying to bite the water. That's what it felt like. Boom. Just really, really easy last couple of rounds for him. And this has just been the domination that we did not expect in this matchup at all. We were building it up for, you know, very, very tight, coin flippy kind of matchup. That's not what it's felt like in this half.
Yeah, certainly not. Boom has been doing such a phenomenal job at controlling the map, keeping their rotations honest, like you mentioned, Bilski, and also just getting good reads, anticipating NAOS's movements. It almost feels as though NAOS are, you know, second guessing themselves sometimes now. It's been, you know, 2 or 3 times that we're seeing them approach, you know, a little bit into B main and then banging out.
Yeah, you're right. They've been very tentative. Look at this, though. Zesbu feeling
Lawan
confident
satu orang.
after that last round, playing inside the attacker's progression smoke, not wanting to give them that extra space to play with. And he's going to refresh the one-way here. The attackers are in front of it.
They could just walk up, but they're being very aware of the possibilities. NC Slasher alongside Zesby.
Aduh.
Oh,
good shit.
out. Oh my
Waduh,
goodness,
ngawi.
Shiro, what a call from Zesby just to push out. And here comes
Nice, Hiro.
trying to play
It's
around
okay, it's
it.
okay. Nice thread, boys.
Shiro
Nice thread.
managed to
thread.
take him down despite getting hit by that relay ball.
Halo,
A bit
Cu,
of a
apa,
lead
Cu?
with an NC Flasher just run around the other side
Good shit,
too.
boys. Good
They
shit. Good
already
shit.
know where Emin is, so it ends this first half 10-2. Utter
Good
dominance
shit. Good
from
shit.
Boom Esports.
Oh, just perfect fault line,
Good
as
shit.
you said, from Shiro there. But Zesbu, just that entire half felt like controlled that A space so well. Knew when to play aggressive, knew when to fall back, multi-fragging on the Omen from lots of different positions, whether he's getting
Itu
aggressive
startnya sih
inside that
lumayan
progression
ganggu
smoke
sih.
or over on elbow side. And what a dominant half from Boom. I mean, definitely did not expect this kind of a scoreline coming into this matchup. And I'll agree with, you know, and pick up on something you said, NAOS, it felt like that whole half very tentative from them. A couple of faster set plays, I'll give them credit for that, especially taking B main and even getting into some kind of post plant scenarios. But a lot of that half felt tentative, felt like they were second guessing themselves or wanting to work the map and better inform their decision making. But then again, on the other hand, Quack, when they're being assertive and getting into those post plants, Boom just rolled them on the retake.
That is possibly why they're feeling that pressure as well. I mean, that's
Gila,
the
aku gak
thing,
sabar
you know,
gimana sih
when
sama
they're on that slow
stage-nya sih.
approach, they
Ini
don't
masih
see
belum
any
bisa
utility,
sampai
but they're
hari ini.
thinking, someone could be on the other side. I don't really want to peek this. And then they back up. But when they do go in, Boom's already prepared for it, setting up for those retake plays. I mean, how do you play a team against a team like that? And it's just so darn tough, especially on their map pick. And you know, you might think some of this happens because Boom had that early round win streak, 5-0. I mean, if this is any indication as to how the rest of this series, or maybe even the rest of this tournament might go, I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, but Boom, they're starting things off right. They're taking a map win against their opponent's map pick, and you want to see more of that.
You're getting ahead of yourself a little bit. Got to give NAOS the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
And look, whether they can
Mari
win this
kita
map or
lihat
not,
apakah
even winning some rounds and putting some defense
bisa
together
close
is definitely going to
match
help
satu
them
ini dengan
momentum-wise if they're going to be
clean
competitive
2-0.
across the whole series. And I don't think anyone will be surprised to see this go to 3 maps, even at the current scoreline. But we'll see what NAOS have for us on defense. Early on, it's big control of B main, shutting the market door. Now starting to rotate
Pinter
across
dia
with the
nyari
Cypher
infonya,
just
pasti ditinggal.
spotting mid and leaving the A site completely open. And Boom is quite happy to take that space, trading it for all of the B main control of NAOS and all of the info.
That Cypher trap outside of B main, though, that could be a bit of contention for NAOS. They are trying to route their way through to tiles instead now, though. So, although there was a little bit of
Udah
an
kedengeran
extra
harusnya
Shiro
stepnya nih.
falling to Ja on the site, now Boom has the spike plan.
No,
They are pushing all the way out. We also still have
Besok CD apa, Cok? CD?
biggest flank possible. NAOS are in for a bit of a tough time.
Oh, aduh mati tapi dia. Oh enggak.
Aftershock, it's not quite going to connect.
Nice
He
one
managed to
tap.
slip through. You also have the off angle from Zestio. It's being held
Aduh,
by
nggak
a dodge.
Aduh.
Shots not quite connecting. And all of a sudden, it's all up to Berserks. How did this just happen? The three-man squad trio, they make it happen.
Aduh,
Trying to fire off the shot in towards Nexi, but got off of it
Nice try, boys.
just in the nick of time. The spike defused for NAOS to come back in the second half.
Yeah, just
Besok
one
CS
step at a
boleh.
time for NAOS. Spike
Boleh. Kau
plant,
minta jam berapa
maybe,
CS?
I mean, I was going to say, yeah, maybe thinking about a bit of investment here for Boom. Not at 4 Spike. Let's not get crazy. Let's not, look at what Full Sense were doing. But you are seeing NC Slasher buying Famous and Outlaw here, so I don't know if that means that's going to be a 4 Spy or they're just going for a Hero Outlaw. Either way, I'm very keen to see what he can do with it. And even if he does some significant damage, I mean, we've got 2 sets of light armor players here on NAOS. Where's the Outlaw going?
Habis
Just
sisa
walking towards B main. Bit of orb control maybe for NC Slasher if he gets an orb and another plant off the wingman.
Okay.
Although he doesn't have one, unfortunately. That could be pretty early towards a Thrash, which it seems like they're going for here.
Might be a little bit odd, but so far so good. NAOS' game plan so far has been to leave, sites relatively open, especially ones being anchored by
Inisiatornya
Nexi
kena.
is here for a bit of additional support, and he does spot out a lot of these players. Outlaw rounds fired, though, into its jaw. 10 HP, and he has to back away. And there's that spike plant that you were talking about. One point away from the Thrash now.
Yeah, retake's coming in for NAOS here, Quack.
They're flooding through Boba. Nancy Slasher needs just 1 kill.
Oh!
Potential ultimate, there it is, gets it, and now he wants to back out.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Drifty ka manis.
There's too much heat, so he just stays
Sabar,
away.
stay calma, boys.
Able to cover
Stay
along with
calma.
those
It's
crosses.
3v1, it's
Solo.
3v1, okay?
He has done it
Stay
before,
calma,
but
boys.
There's too much at stake. Too
Stay
many
calma.
footsteps, not enough
Stay-
time, not enough rounds
udah.
in the Spectre magazine. And it's just
Nice
gonna be a
Drifty.
little peek around the corner
Nice
of that dark
Drifty.
cover that takes him out. Boom Esports 11-3.
Hello.
Man, that Outlaw purchase
Perkara satu
worth
outlaw.
its weight in gold, tagging up a bunch of players, making them much more vulnerable to the classics, and even connecting onto some unarmored
Itu
players.
sih,
That
ini
investment
Itu
definitely
sih.
working out for Boom and Slasher as
Dapetin
well.
satu.
Huge plays on the site there. Famous has saturated himself up on top of the box over the smoke as well. That felt cursed for
Dapetin
NAOS.
satu jadi
As
4
has
lawan
the rest
4.
of this game.
Satunya 1
So it's
HP.
an eco
Wah,
win with the Hero Outlaw for Boom. And for NAOS now having to concede that point here and take an eco. This is
Nice hold.
it's getting towards the point of go next, honestly.
Feels like it, but we'll see.
Gak
What
kurang deket
happens.
itu, Bang.
Nexi is 2
Buka
points away
monitor,
from
Bang.
that Hunter's Fury, so potentially with these sheriffs, they might just be able to do something. But Boom, they are in the attack. They get to play around the map. That Boom bot is just a bit of a tell, and now they're starting to get a little bit antsy.
Ah, mampus lo. Lu muncul 4 orang yang nunggu. Nah lo, nah.
The first shot, a second shot. Although a good
Ayo
couple
lo,
of
4
tags, I
orang
mean,
yang ngepiki.
Zesbu might as well just have been
Monster on the loose.
And there's the Thrash now just to clear out Elbow. He can't pick that up for a second try. And then trying to play around it. He still has that fault line to try to support his teammates, but
Selesai
the
Pep 1.
shots, the
Secure.
aftershock, NC Slasher,
Harusnya
Shiro,
secure Pep 1
they
ya.
brought Boom Esports to match point now so quickly. It's 12-3. To 3.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, Boom speedrunning this series. I can't blame them though, because if they win super fast, they're probably home for dinner. Chilling at the table with their families. So that's fair enough at this point. I don't even know what to say for NAOS here. This is, they're just getting dominated on their map pick. Maybe a bit of a misread on the map pull.
Potentially. I mean, it's just a map they were seemingly comfortable with. Next
Ngapain cok dia udah
Hunter's Fury.
Udah.
Still able to get at least
Apa?
one, though, but then the shots come through.
Udah,
Good
no
shot
hope.
towards Emmett. Hunter's Fury on towards the next, and it's just going to be Boom continuing to waterfall to the site. Zesbu hears those footsteps from behind, able to spray down on towards God. Now looking for the next one, the Dizzy out. He just needs to block it out of the dark cover. Tries to play around the smokes, but unfortunately we will not be having any smoke today. 13-3.
Map 1 secure by Boom Esports.
Takes away. Now it's his map pick.
Yeah, but there was a lot of crimes committed there, and yeah, I have to say NAOS got absolutely smoked. Like, there's no other way to put it. Insane game for Zesbu, insane game for Famous. They're all a boom. The
Ayam the
structure was
Hunter
on
kak,
point.
bukan Ayam the Hunter itu udah loot.
They really just could not have played that better, and I think for NAOS,
Pak Mozin menyala ini.
I'd like to think that that's a bit of an outlier.
Pak Mozin nih
This
kayak
is a
MVP-nya,
team that
match 1.
definitely should be making top 4 for
Antara
Ascension
Pak Mozin
again.
atau Zesbi.
But you know,
Harusnya sih
worth
Pak Mozin.
mentioning, they have had some struggles in their own region in terms of losing to Zol. You know, they've had a lot of competition from Oasis as well, who, to be fair, did bomb out of one of the stages. So it's hard to say how much, you know, you put into that, but at least here against Boom, who should be one of their biggest rivals, just did not
Ini
show
sih
up.
yang eman banget. Harusnya dia bisa dapetin nih menang.
Fair enough. I mean,
4 lawan 5, cuma dia jaraknya
Boom,
kejauhan.
They have been cooking, I guess, smoking this brisket for the longest time. They prepared for this map, and it's just a map that I guess NAOS wasn't quite prepared for against Boom. But at the same time, we saw bits of brilliance from some of the players on NAOS' side.
Let's see
We
who's the
dropped onto
MVP,
the
boys.
Sentinel. Remember, he had that little
Let's see
sidestep double
who's
kill.
the
That was
MVP.
amazing.
Harusnya sih
So,
MVP-nya
having
Pak
some
Mos
slight
ya.
improvements. Papi Chul still close to the clutch. Close. Not quite really clutching out just yet, but it's
Yeah.
not over for them. We still have one more map to go.
Yeah, we're asking a lot from them, so honestly, we'll see. Either way, I think we're going to throw it back to the panel, so let's see what they thought about that match.
Oh, kuciwak.
Guys, I think Mika is having a little bit of a breakdown at the moment.
Well, I have to say, Ewok, it was pretty tough to watch, especially since, you know, we know what both of these teams, like, my bias is off now, by the way, we know what both of these teams are capable of, and it suddenly looked like a mashup that was very unfair, almost to say, right?
Kuciwak ini
Yeah, I think,
RRQ
I think
guys.
NAOS got out-aimed a little bit.
Sebelah kanan ya,
Unfortunately, I think
sebelah kanan.
Boom came out of the gates
Oh, saya
swinging,
review MVP-nya.
absolutely hitting all of their shots. They look great. I think NAOS, I would like to just to see them kind of put this map in the back pocket.
100 HCS
Just say,
anjing.
alright, it happened. We
Wait
kinda
boys,
got-
aku
NAOS
mau ambil
got
makan
closer,
dulu ya
they kinda got
sebentar.
smoked. They kind of got aimed diff. Mojo wasn't getting those entry kills, even though Boom, I feel like at times there were some things that NAOS could work with. They were giving them some space, but then they end up losing the retake, and it just didn't look smooth for NAOS,
Aku ambil
unfortunately.
makan ya,
Everything
sambil
that
makan
Boom was
kita.
doing was working out perfectly for them. I think
Yeah.
the way how they executed everything, it just it looked great.
You're absolutely right. And I feel like similar to Full Sense earlier, I feel like Boom didn't even need to try too hard because there were just so many times, like as you mentioned, that they were out aiming NAOS. There were so many times wherein, you know, you could feel that NAOS had the right idea, but they weren't winning their duels, right? They were walking straight into Boom's crosshairs at times. And I kind of want to say, like, be a little defensive and say this isn't exactly normal for NAOS because, you know, going up against these players, you do expect more. But when you have a player like Zesbu over here, who we were hyping him up earlier, and we know that, you know, when he's on this kind of environment, when he's in this kind of environment, he actually transforms. He like goes, you know, Super Saiyan and becomes something else entirely. We saw glimpses of that, just a little bit of that in this matchup. So we're gonna see more for sure as Ascension proceeds.
He looks super comfortable. I think for him to put up a performance like this is great for Boom. There's a lot of confidence in him. I think we saw some good parts from Famous as well. Another player I would like to mention is NC Slasher. He's one of the players I worked with before as well, and I think he had really good impact. And that chemistry he has with Shiro, I think the two of them with the initiators, it just works out really well for them.
Yeah, and you saw just how much, you know, utility they were able to put in. We're gonna see how NAOS is able to come back if they can on Lotus right after a very, very quick break. Don't go anywhere. VCT Ascension Pacific will be right back. okay, Ewok, it's a new map. That first map maybe never happened. We're into map 1. No, I'm joking. This is the second map of NAOS Esports and Boom Esports. As we saw earlier, Sunset really not going the way of NAOS, even though it was their map pick. Now we're heading over to Lotus, which is Boom's map pick. And, you know, looking at the record, you can see exactly why. They seem to be very, very comfortable on this map. I mean, NAOS does have some experience on it as well. I mean, it's kind of okay-ish for them, I guess. But, I mean, looking at, again, Boom's track record, you can see exactly why they picked
Apakah
this
ini
map.
akan menjadi fast
Yeah,
game?
no surprise for them going for the Lotus. They've been playing the default comp, the Viper Fade. It's been in the meta for quite a long time, and they've been really consistent with it. So I'm not surprised that they go for this map. As you said, now they're not awful on this map by no means. There's been some chop and changes for them. They did play the Breach and Fade. I'm curious to see if we might see another change from them. Of course, them losing out recently on that map, but before that there was 2 wins for them. So it's not like they don't play this map at all. I hope to see a little bit more of a competitive map for the next one, because Sunset, I feel like, was pretty much summed up by that Thrifty round where Boom won with the Force by like the hero outlaw, right? Like them contacting behind the outlaw, and the moment they got the spike down on B, I think that was the reaction of a lot of NAOS fans, unfortunately. That kind of summed up the map, unfortunately, for them, right?
No,
but we're hoping to see more from Mojer. We're hoping to see more from them.
Absolutely. I mean, bias aside, when I bring this jersey out, like my bias is on. But like bias aside, you know, you're absolutely right. Boom was just so prepared for what NAOS had to offer, and they didn't even actually. I feel like they didn't even need to use that much brain power. They just had to focus on like the duels that were presented to them, and they won every single time. I'm not sure. Maybe again, it's just that, you know, first jitters, especially since Boom are playing within their home crowd, they're within their home turf. They could be more comfortable, more settled in. But yeah, coming from that kind of map, Ewok, like, you know, what would you tell players? You mentioned earlier you hope that they just brush it off. How does the team usually rally back, especially after a map like that can be very tilting?
So in Valorant, I feel like it's not that of a rare occurrence where the first map is just a complete blowout. I'll use this as an example. We had this against Genji when we played them, I think, for the 50th time. And we absolutely got destroyed on Breeze. It was our map pick. I think we lost 13-3, 13-2 or something, similar fashion to this. We weren't shooting back. But then we had a really stern talk. I very rarely get a little bit more agitated or in the faces of players. But there's a time where the coach needs to step in and tell them, this is not good enough. Like this, there's a reason why you guys are here, and we need to show what everyone's expecting from us, what we expect from ourselves. And I'm hoping that's happening in this NAOS camp right now, because that was not good enough, and they know they're so much better than this. And go out on this next map and really fight for it. Don't go to this lower bracket without giving it a hell of a fight, and that's really what I'm hoping to see from NAOS.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, we should have like, you know, blasted you to the players or something. If that's what you hear during a coach Ewok, like, you know, timeout or like regrouping in between maps, then hey, I love it. But thank you for that, because like that gives us a little bit of insight as to how the teams can regroup, right? We're seeing a mirror match as well as we head into Lotus. So going to be really exciting to see if NAOS can make a comeback, or if this is once again a 2-0 in favor of Boom Esports. So Pilsky and Quack, take it away.
Oh my gosh, I feel so invigorated just because of what Ewok says. It's like he's really like a coach, like a live coach. And of course, because, well, we don't forget her, although she's a little bit sad. Hopefully, yeah, NAOS will be able to come back, and maybe they just might be able to do it. On this Lotus map, it is a bit of a mirror matchup, so it could happen.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with Ewok's sentiment. I also think that there's got to be a little bit more of a it's only up from here kind of mentality to what just happened to them. So Lotus will be an interesting one. Keeping an eye as well on the fact that Jar's off the Cypher and onto the Killjoy. I think that's the only really compositional change you're seeing for either one of these teams. Last time, you know, very, very close game for the boys on NAOS against Sol in their home region. But Lotus is a map that both of these teams have played, and Boom's on a pretty sick win streak on this map as well.
Is it like 12-14 for NAOS, right? Like, that's how close it got.
Yeah, for sure. But over on Boom's side of things, I mean, they have been dominating in their region. Their closest to them was their two biggest rivals in Arf Team and Alter Ego that have only been able to take 7 rounds on them. And their attack has been super dominant on this map. Like, all of their attack sides have been really, really good. And that's super important picking a map like Lotus, because you're probably starting out attack side. Although a fair few teams don't mind starting attack Lotus. I'll take that back, to be fair. Plenty of teams quite happy to kick things off and get themselves into the game, I suppose.
Yeah, we've seen that happen in a lot of other leagues and regions before, but I guess one of the main things is definitely still the fact that NAOS is playing in from the back, having gone in with that loss from the previous map. Now, starting things off, a lot of contact. Famous, again with a pistol double, but here comes Evan firing back as well. A shot in from Papa Jewel too, so we're even back into 3-3.
Yeah, Evan, good stuff, just evening up the numbers, spamming through the smoke there. Smoke's exchanged between both sides. Zesbu just trying to limit the info here for NAOS, and Boom are tickling the door, trying to make NAOS a little bit paranoid. Someone could have made it into tree, and in the meanwhile, making their way back in towards A main here, wanting to further explore their options. The turret hasn't really been tested yet, and I'm keen to see what Boom come up with here. NAOS have re-cleared tree, and they're definitely going to get curious about what's going on in A main, but at least for now, they've re-smoked that, so not clearing out main just yet.
But it is Papi Chulo, so he's actually using that smoke to sneak through in towards the link, mid-link. Now he has the off angle towards Boom, but what is this? NC Slasher just comes in with a bit of a drive-by. Edmund tries to come in for the refract, but NC Slasher cuts him up. It's all down to Jaw. Has to rotate over from C. He might be right around the corner, but only has a turret and a classic. 25 HP of shield to his name. Tries to sneak out. Sees some guns on the floor, but has no idea where his SBU is. Spots him out the top. Prowler hunts him down, but he manages to evade it for the time being. Timmy gets plopped down. But there are 2 players left. Where could they be? Is it a crossfire? Comes in to check. Not quite. Spots up a turret. There are those 2 players. And it's going to be Boom once again picking up the pistol.
Beautiful little high-low to close it out between NC Slasher and Berserks. 100%ing the round. Exactly like you'd want them to. And Boom continuing on in winning ways on that attacking side pistol. Famous just looking so sharp right now. It's unreal. Even just spamming away through the paranoia, still finding value. And that was ridiculous from NC Slasher as well. 2 very clean taps. And finishing things off with the Sheriff going to be making his way early on towards a pretty quick nightfall.
Yeah, really, the shot against Papa Jewel, that's the one that got me. But you're right. An early nightfall, once again, would mean so much. Similar stories to what we saw from Boom on that previous map of Sunset.
There.
NAOS has the work cut out for him again. Might be the same composition, but have they done enough prep work to find these anti-strikes or reads against Boom? Sharp steps into sight. Boombot just to clear out the back. Those pistols made quick work of. Famous swaps over onto his own classic. Eats a bit left from Jaw with a classic of his own, but Zesby continues hunting Shearer with a Sheriff as well. Boom just cleans up, having only lost 2 guns in this round.
Yeah, very nicely done. Picking the Guardian back up. Courtesy of Shiro taking the Sheriff 1 off that showstopper. So we'll keep an eye if Boom try to go for some early orb control. Not really looking towards that C side of the map, and also whether NAOS is going to run any kind of trap playing around that orb. You can already see the orb being pinged for NAOS. So it's something where you could consider some, Guardians or some spam weapons to deal with that A orb, and heavy setup towards the C orb as well.
Looking to control a lot of these alt orbs. NAOS goes in to investigate a little. They don't quite see too much. A lot of utility towards A from Boom. So some of the rotations come through.
You can see already the spam going through onto the orb. Famous is going to take it nonetheless. He really wants to get his hands on that showstopper and use it as a bit of a tool to try to win the bonus if possible.
Yeah, he's got it. NAOS backs up. So now they're going to have to be very well aware, very careful of this fact. Otherwise, that full dive could go all the way.
There you go, going in with the showstopper here, Quack.
He's looking for it. NAOS, though, they've read this and they're just backing up completely. At the same time, though, value found its space and spike planted for Boom.
It's an open plant for Tree, but Boom are going to play disruptive. They want to play close towards Heaven. Spotted by the Prowler from NAOS, though, Quack.
Tinggal gimana ini eksekusi
So for now,
retake protokolnya bagus nggak?
right around the corner on the site. Up around drop, up around the rope. It doesn't deter Mojo from dropping down. He slides in, Black back away. Tries to get the shot, but Famous is a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper. Evan fires back, and alongside Nexi, it's going to be a lot more. Evan just continues to swing, though. And Shiro now. A couple more shots, he takes down Evan. One-on-one against Papi Chulo. He's got the advantage. Goes in for the jump peek. Papi tries to bait out that peek, but it's not quite happening because Shiro
Bonus
comes in with the quad
cair,
kill to give Boom the bonus round.
Yeah, and
Bonus
usually you're thinking
cair,
about getting the
bonus
showstopper
cair.
online in a bonus, getting yourself a free kill, getting yourself a free sight. I mean, they got a free sight, but they shouldn't have been worried about the rocket. They should have been worried about the after plant against Shiro. Massive clutch from him, especially in the bonus. One of the only players with a a vandal in his hands, and he puts it to excellent use here.
Gila sih
That
itu.
is nightmare fuel for
Penjagaannya
now.
keren sih.
Not only getting pumped on the first map,
Bocinya
but
bagus
already
naruhnya.
losing the bonus in the first half of Lotus is not good news.
Yeah, not something that NAOS is going to enjoy, to say the least. But then, I mean, improvements from Shiro for sure. Now he's just 3 points away from his Viper's pit. Now he's starting to feel the heat. They're just pushing up now. We're in haymakers.
Oh.
Some shots. Shiro's down low. Still good for one. Snake bite in, and he's trying to get himself.
Pressure peer kon, ayo kon.
Nightfall invested.
Meledak.
Just firing off.
Meledak,
And then
no,
it's the
meledak,
big shot
Eman,
that
lu
leads
meledak.
off. Shiro down to 7 HP, still alive, still backing out, and he's just lurking, watching for some of these potential flanks coming out from NAOS.
Yeah, you got to feel for NAOS. They're doing everything they can to find Shiro, but like you said, reactive Nightfall, sees Nate, and now when they find him in spawn, they're going to get swung by NC Slasher. He's going to clean up Papi Chulo, and Nexi only with a Sheriff. I mean, you got
Oh,
to
shit,
the
mahal.
expectations, unfortunately. That's a very nice shot, though.
Find you.
You can get a couple more of those.
Odin, ambil Odin,
Not quite
ambil
gonna happen
Odinnya
because this
manis.
position has been marked completely.
Ambil
but
Odinnya
that's it.
manis.
Not a bad shot from Nexi. It's still the win for Boom Esports.
Yeah, they got the Odin out already, so see some spam through the A wall, maybe some spam in the C side after plants on the attacker's side. Starting to get close to some impact ults for NAOS. They've already got the
Nice,
Nightfall,
nice
which can
banget,
definitely
nice
help them in one
banget.
of these retake scenarios or when fighting for the map control a little bit more. But what are we going to see from NAOS? Where's this resilience? Because it's getting increasingly difficult. They haven't started out the map hot. The series is continuing to trend in the same direction. There's that spam through the A main wall on the Odin from NC Slasher. We've seen the Omen on the A side of the map, which is a tell in and of itself that it's probably KJ on C.
And we've seen that for several rounds now. But
Trap apa itu, Ci?
Boom
Isinya sudah gitu.
seemingly spreading themselves across the map. Just a bit of a default hold.
Yeah,
Not seeing anything yet though.
you can see Boom working the map by taking B main through towards C in combination with the KJ lurk. The paint shell's trying to go deep and break up the KJ util, but doesn't actually hit any of it.
Apa sih ini?
So C's not
Dari stripnya anjing yang kerecek-kerecek.
be able to
Kampret.
tell. At least Berserk should be able to hear the turret and everything.
Nice hero, gila di ulti lah.
Stuck all the way
Oke, clear,
upstairs.
ayo lu mau ngapain?
Instantly, Viper's pit up. They have the sight. Berserk's even getting a frag up against M, and that is
30 seconds
not something you want to have for NAOS.
I mean, Berserk's trying to get isolated, but the longer he lives, the less time
Dah,
there is to
ente.
complete this retake. Quack, and Boom is set up inside the pit. Comfy, feet on the table, heaters on. They're absolutely chilling right now.
They just chilling. That's all they gotta do. I mean, wanna crack open a cold one, Pilsky? No, I'm just kidding.
Crack open at dinner time, because you know.
Brrr, ghost brrr.
I actually don't. I guess I just found out today. But whatever it is,
You're
I think
going
time's still
to.
taken away.
By the end of this event, you will. You'll know.
Green liquid, perhaps.
I think NAOS might need one after this series if it keeps going this way. That's for sure.
Well, they definitely are backing out at the site, knowing that they've got to hold on to their guns and whatever advantage they can find, because this is the same scenario that they found themselves in at the start of Sunset.
Yeah, and look, this time it's on the defensive side, but it's a similar story where, they lost it in a certain fashion, fighting for map control, things like that. In an afterplant, in that scenario, Boom is running around in a completely different way. It's Shiro working a timing, they're working the front side of B. Boom is just reading them so well. Berserks takes so much space over on that C side of the map. They clear front B with the Boom bot, with the Prowler. Shout out to Stackman by the way. Another O's bloke over at Ascension. I believe he's like a strategic coach, assistant coach for NAOS, which for anyone who doesn't know, he was coach of a focus core down in Oceania, and they were kind of known for having some really crazy set plays or executes, doing some like gimmicky, gamble stacky kind of things, and also for playing some weird comps. So I think like Stackman kind of has this reputation as a bit of a creative coach. And, it'll be interesting to see if, some of that will help NAOS at this event. To be honest, though, what they need right now is definitely not creativity. What they need right now is to iron out the fundamentals and, just pick their level up a little bit, because they're just kind of getting outplayed in terms of the duels and in terms of the macro as well by Boom in this series so far.
Yeah, specifically the macros, that's what I'm kind of curious about, because so far, Boom, they've been going off the approach, they're getting so much information as to how NAOS might set themselves up. And it's because of that they're kind of able to maneuver and kind of funnel them into corners and stuff.
Yeah, similarly, the full sense earlier, you saw it in that last round where Boom, the individual, not only in a macro perspective are they reading the map really well and like making solid plays as a team, but also within the framework of that on a micro level, the individuals are making really good plays. And you saw it in that last round. Like, you've got macro-wise, what is Boom doing? They're taking front B, they're feeling out the setup, they're using the Fade utility to see what the setup is from the defense. But in terms of having the lurks on the extremities, Berserks is clearing out all of C now by himself as the KJ and wrapping together with the players over on door side front B. And then Shiro is the player that you're not even considering that is, walking up A for free. He hasn't heard any utility. He's probably been shouldering a little bit. He's putting up his wall. He's creeping behind the wall, taking a little timing here. Oh, there's nothing on ruins. Now I can see if I can, creep up a little further. And before you know it, old mate's at stairs shooting your player playing retake in the side of the head, and the round's over.
And it just happens, several times that way. I mean, now like that mental reset just hasn't quite been felt. Maybe a little bit in some of these rounds where they're, fighting back against Boom, getting a couple of kills here and there, but otherwise it's these flawless victories or a lot of space being afforded to Boom Esports, and that's not what you want to have, especially starting off a round like this. And again, just to reiterate, this is a double elimination bracket. Now it's facing off against Boom. The loser of this drops down, and that's one tournament life expended. You don't want to have that in such a high-stakes tournament like Ascension.
You definitely don't want to have it if you get stomped a little bit as well, because, there is that factor where, like, there's no shame in losing not an elimination series in a close fashion to some team that you respect. They're really good. You could tell yourself, a couple more rounds could have gone this way or that way. And then you go into a lower bracket against weaker opposition and you say, well, we're one of the best teams at this tournament. We can beat these guys for sure. If you get... For anyone who's curious, by the way, we have a bit of a tech issue restarting a PC. Should only be a few more minutes. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying the Quackski podcast.
Welcome to the Quackski podcast.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. A lot of insights being afforded to us by Coach Pilski here.
Langsung dikasih time out ya tuh kampret. Habis
that's a really good point, actually.
Hey, I'm not Coach Ewok. I wish I was, but
you do have some experience.
I have great experience coaching teams who lose, so I don't know if I can help NAOS out very much right now.
Whatever it is, I mean, they're the
They
ones
might
in the
need an
server.
Ewok.
They might need an Ewok. They've got, Amix, and they have also got Stackmandu, and they will be trying to figure things out, right? But at the same time, sometimes it's a bit of that mental reset. It's a bit of that, just predicament of trying or struggling to find whatever you can get. But at the same time, you're just thinking about all these different factors, and you start to second guess yourself. And that's why Boom is confidently taking up so much space. And they've got the Odin now. Famous is just doing so many things, just blast packing at the sites. And like you mentioned before, too, Shiro with this toxic screen really conditions NAOS into playing a certain way on their defense.
Yeah.
It's something that they have to think about, and they might just, if a loss happens, actually, do they go back to the drawing board? Like, what are they going to do? Meanwhile, for Boom, if they win this, actually, because they're in the upper quarterfinals in the brackets right now, it could just be like 2 more wins and they've secured themselves a spot in playoffs. That's how impactful this matchup is.
Plenty of strong opponents to make their way through first, but this would be a bit of a statement win that would make people a little bit worried. And it's one thing if you're Full Sense and you stomp Oblivion Force playing with a stand-in and people go, okay, they're playing well. If you Boom and you stomp NAOS, any team that is going to go up against you is going to be a little bit worried about that prospect for sure. It's interesting, you talk about Shiro walking up behind the toxic screen. As an IGL playing for the wing, you could definitely make some good reads on the lurk and have some reads about what the setup is. And the best players in those wing roles, lurking on a Viper like this, can read the setup well and abuse it on, calling around the map, but also making some micro plays like we've seen. And I'm keen to see, this round is going to
Let's
go up
fucking
against
go,
a
boys.
bit more
0-5.
opposition.
And
he dies.
Okay.
Rest in
Belum
peace.
udah hilang satu, guys.
Tech
Let's spam
pause
through the
and
wall.
tech timeouts too. I mean, they managed to get a read on that. Eliminating Shiro does give them a little bit more confidence. They also have their ultimates to work with. Mojo off with the showstopper, but here comes a lot of weaponry, a lot of firepower. Zesview, a double kill. I mean, in for Berserks. The Odin firing off as well. It's all down to Papi Chulo. We've seen him close to the clutch before. He loves to play around his smokes. One just got refreshed. But every player's positioned so far across each other. Alarm bot revealed. Instantly snaps onto the first. An Odin and a Vandal to work against.
Nice one.
Sneaks out around the corner, but just a simple spray from NC Slasher. No mercy to now. 6-0 for Boom.
Nice one. Nice.
Keeping things simple.
0-6.
Cheeky little C
0-6.
execute. Nothing special about it. You've seen that from a million teams. But everything's working right now for Boom Esports. It's playing on an extremely high level right now. Excellent stuff to deny that push through door. Like they're ready on a swivel inside of C main there. Just ready to react to the door pressure and the nightfall that's coming through with the pinch from Waterfall and Spawn side. And they just deal with that so easily. They're ready for everything.
Meledak.
Despite having a sensibility to go at this time, trying to do what they can with the sheriffs outside of mounds. It's not quite happening. The utility coming through now. Famous. And
Ambil sih sheriffnya manis.
up. I mean, the confidence on this team, it's brimming. Odin on the other side as well. And look at where Shiro is. Famous marking the back.
He's just walking around the map. Famous on a cheeky off angle. He's going to get himself a showstopper, whether he gets a kill or not, and that's something to be happy about.
The information.
One enemy remaining.
That's one last
Nice
minute.
backup. Nice backup.
Never
The
mind.
sprays go through, and that's it.
Nice backup.
No showstopper just yet, but Zesview is close to his From the Shadows ultimate. But regardless, it's just Boom Esports truly, I mean, dominating, stomping. It's 7-0.
Yeah.
It's just where the comeback starts.
I mean, it's got to be. They finally have some ults to play with. You got a pit, showstopper, and a lockdown. So if you can't put this gun round together, I'm sorry, Quack, but it's just not happening today, mate, Keen to see what they come up with. Pit could definitely change the dynamic of a round like this. instant A main control, and Shiro's going to respect it this time, and it's going to be a fast B play for Boom.
We truly have to believe in how NAOS might be able to come back. Boom, definitely going in for a fast place, but that lockdown in play as well. Ja, good sensibility. He's been good at holding a lot of these angles as well. So just trying to defend his lockdown for now, trying to defend the other side, playing around Waterfall. He heard the TP, spots the cape, and calls it up to Emin. Even though the Odin was here, it's Ja coming back into the fray. Triple kill through on towards Boom. Down to Famous now, who is snuck up from behind. They should have an inkling. Spots him out. Famous takes him down instead. Next he's down, but 3 more players are around the site marking that spike. He has a full 50 seconds. What can he do, Pilsky?
He's got his showstopper off that kill. One off of paint shells as well, worth mentioning, but now you got a high-low from them as well as a smoke onto spawn side. That's going to be pretty difficult to contest with for sure.
Gila sih.
But surely can't just walk through that high-low setup. Could
Masalahnya
be
killjoy-nya 1 HP
blown
nih.
up by the
Masih dia low
showstopper
lah.
perhaps, but
Badan doang mati dia.
he could be an easy target.
Okay.
Spots at the top though. Shells refreshed, that is. Tossed into the side. Mojo just tucks himself away underneath. Does not get hurt whatsoever. Hops on over, 10 seconds left. Tries to clear out the corners. But if anything, Mojo is still unseen, unknown, and then Poppy Chulo all over the mound. Takes him down. The first win for NAOS Esports.
Yeah, much better hold there from Ja. That's what you want to be seeing from your Sentinel player. Nice little multi-frag when they come and hit his side over towards C, where previously it's kind of crumbled a little bit more. And, you know, you saw him, he basically shut down 2 sites. Lockdown says, sorry, you guys are not going B, and then he rotates through Waterfall side and finds himself a 3K. So you really could not be asking more from your Sentinel.
Yeah, that's what we want to see more of. Meanwhile, for Mojo as well, I mean,
ada gila-gilanya di dueling.
to shut down Boom, just like this one. The paint shells, the phantom spray. It takes down 2 from Boom. NC Slasher tries to fight back. It's all the way on the other side of the map, along with that Odin. Still though, NAOS has that full control.
Zesbu's in a very weird position here.
No.
From the shadows, but traded well by Evan. Now it's just too closely spaced together. That's a big pick for NC Slasher, though. Joined up now with Berserks, who does have the lockdown online. In the meanwhile, Jar's walked his way through C and is trying to get a flank on through spawn side, but the alarm bot's firmly placed there. Just gets taken away, actually, I think, by Berserks there. So I think Jar has not been checked on this flank, and he might have a great timing.
Yeah, I don't think that turret spotted him either. So slowly creeping through now. Definitely spots him. That's the spike. 40 seconds left. And Berserks knows he's going to have to be paranoid about his back. Tries to waltz his way into the site. Emin's just right around the top. We're still very cautious of anyone who could be around the site. Spends 1 nanoswarm.
He's got full kit. He's got the lockdown as well, so can really kind of, place his senti set up around this site and try to win the post plant.
Well, he hears them dropping down, to say the least. But carefully jiggling through the corners, it's just not quite happening. Ja being able to hold down that ankle now puts themselves up to 2 rounds up against 7.
Still okay.
Yeah, I think that round is a perfect example of how loaders can sometimes be a bit of a case of scissors, paper, rock, or rock, paper, scissors, whichever way you put it. You had the fast C hit from Boom that got shut down by Ja, and they've, not really been working the A side of the map very much. A lot of the time it's just Shiro on the lurk over there, and they didn't anticipate that NAOS would actually go for that A main take with the paranoia, with the paint shells, but NAOS pulling the trigger on that again, playing 3 towards A, and that worked out beautifully against Boom, who really wanted to go for that A side at the time. And again, they're doing it every time. They're saying, hey, we want to just dominate this rubble control, and Boom has to respect that.
They definitely are. Shiro's respecting it as well. The dark cover sent out by Papichulo too. But this could, alleviate some pressure on the rest of the map, right?
Well, Boom is, again, taken door and is clearing C rubble, as well as front B, but this is where NAOS is aggressing in the mid-round. Berserk ready on the off angle, only goes 1 for 1, but spots a lot of players there.
Suddenly, a lot of information retrieved, and that means they could have rotated off of rubble. Now,
Aduh, agak sedikit ngeri nih aku Zero ini posisinya nih.
doors, but boom,
Tuh kan.
considering their options.
Mulai nih.
Just continuing to push through the
Mulai
middle of the map,
nih.
straight up the guts, catches Shiro, which is info in and of itself. You know that that's the Viper lurk over towards the A side. Boom now contacting into this C site, trying to get as much base as they can, and Famous with the rocket in hand could still win this round for Boom.
He is creeping forward though. Spots on player. Now confirms the showstopper just to get the kill. Spike should be going in soon as well. Spots out where that duck cover came from, so he knows what positions he has to mark. NC Slasher with the Odin though. Takes a little while with that animation, so not quite able to fire back. It's all down to Zesbu. Touted clutch players, both him and Papi Chulo, but now spotted out by that haunt. Has to play around the angles. Goes and plays Ringer around the Rosie for a while. The spike has been gotten to half. He hops up on top of the boxes, spots on Papi Chulo, but here comes the halfway stick, and NAOS just defused the spike, getting themselves a third round win. Zesby fighting for his life, but it's not quite happening.
Tactical.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to see on Sunset, Quack. They're finally stringing some rounds together. This time, a little bit more consistently. They've got 3. I think on Sunset, they got 2 in a row before Boom started to respond. And the thing I'm liking from NAOS is they're getting active. You know, they're getting active in the middle of the map. They're sick of letting Boom just run their game plan, do whatever they want around the map. They're starting to really assert themselves. And again, it's going to be a massive fight at 8.
Oh, perfect. The C's paint shells combo as well. Papi Chulo. Shrouded steps onto its top of the rubble. However, Boom Esports has some plans of their own. It's Nightfall being sent out. Paranoia onto with Papi Chulo as well. He has to back up. The toxic screen comes up just to block off Boom in time.
Yeah, good disengage there for NAOS. Boom now investing a lot of resources just trying to make their way out A, but they didn't feel confident enough to do so because you had Nexi immediately dumping his own Nightfall in reply. So Boom, after all said and done, they haven't taken any A space. NAOS is convinced that they have as their own toxic screen goes down and they throw out a Prowler. They're confused because Boom has walked back towards the C side of the map, and you're seeing NAOS just kind of panic rotating. They have no idea what's going on as they've retaken rubble.
Oh, they're even using that bit just to block off any potential offenses from Boom. The rotating door will be used, so a lot of information being called out right now. It's going to be Nexi alongside his utility, the C's, just to try to slow down Boom if they are approaching. Doesn't hear any footsteps yet, though. They're just jiggling. And just jiggling. The haunt sent out. Has to avoid that lockdown.
Aduh, ketarik.
Has been granted to Boom.
Yeah, Boom setting up a net. Now starting to make their way through Link is where Famous is going to try and take this first duel. In fact, multiple players swinging in towards Link and winning those duels is huge, Quack.
That's that proactiveness that you're talking about. They pushed into Link just to get a little bit more space, eliminate more heads from NAOS. Now a couple more coming in from the back sides. The door was hurt, although it's linear angles for Boom right now. They've got the spike, they've got the advantage. Another player down, it's all left to Nexi. Tries to play around it, taps the spike, baiting for more peaks. Able to take down at least one. Now sticks it to at least halfway, but Shiro quick on the peek out. A simple shot through the engine block, and it's gonna be Boom back in control.
Yeah, heads up play from Boom. Just taking matters into their own hands. The lockdown creates the space for them to get into the site, but they recognize you can't play an after plant from one position. It's just way too one-dimensional. Got to go and take link control and just a simple 2-man contact in there. And you can see the whole team all just fortifying that position, all playing the post plant with the open plant over from link side, and it works out an absolute treat.
If this keeps up, I mean, again, we're seeing Boom get really close to these dangerous numbers for NAOS. Toxic screen this time. NAOS without the best guns. I mean, it's a bit of a forced buy. They're giving Boom Esports a little bit more space.
SBU on the top side of Rubble, though, has already found a frag. You can see NAOS wanted to go for this play, and they're still committing to it, actually winning the duels. It's all on NC Slasher and Berserks now.
Especially that push out from door, I think. Poppy Shulo doing what he's good at. Only has Sheriff though, so still trying to be very cautious. NC Slasher. 26 rounds left in that belt. He's just firing it off fully. Locked down.
Are you sure you want to push it?
They're gonna peek off a bit. Good little shot from NC Slasher, but Ja replies in kind, and that's
Jadi
gonna be
arti harusnya tinggal bawa
NAOS
lari.
turning things to a 4-8 at the end of the first half.
It's a good recovery. Still not a scoreline you'd be happy with, but better than what we saw on Sunset. Very good resilience on the weaker buy there to actually put together the round win. It's been a pretty rough series for Moja, has to be said. You know, I was looking at his numbers in the final of Challengers Philippines. He had an insane series, and he's someone I was really excited to be laying eyes on here in this Ascension tournament, but this has just not been his day against Boom today, and that's worrying if that's going to be a trend that continues, because NAOS definitely needs him, and he's someone that, you know, has a bit more of a flexible agent pool as well, can go over onto the Neon if necessary, and those kind of players I think are going to define a tournament. We've already, like this, we've already seen it in EMEA, for example, someone like Comeback on the Duelist or Kayak, and then over in Americas, you're seeing Dante running around killing everyone on the Neon, dude.
Yeah, we're seeing so much of this, and that's kind of what it takes to be great, what it takes to be one of those tier 1 players, and we're seeing it before, not just in, you know, other regions, but last year's Ascension 2023 as well with Bleed Scary. I mean, a lot of these things can happen, and sometimes you're faced against insurmountable odds, but when you have a player that adapts to situations and finds these star plays, that's what you really need. And sometimes NAOS is able to lead the charge. Sometimes Boom comes back in with dominance. So anything could still happen with the second half, but it starts off with that pistol.
Yeah, for sure. I think, did we see NAOS win the second half pistol on Sunset? I can't really remember now, but regardless, it's going to start with the pistol here. At least a bit more of a recoverable scoreline for them moving into the attacker's side. And it is a mirror matchup here, so need to see how they can utilize this comp on the attacking side. The fade, the single initiator to kind of re-clear some of these lanes, and then the info denial of the Viper. We'll see if they can use it as well as Boom did, because Shiro was super impactful, just you know, lurking up on that Viper using the screen.
Well, for now at least, yeah, Boom are pushing up. Ja's the one kind of marking this screen. You know, the rest of the squad pushing up into C.
Sabar guys sih, kena trap ya.
Yeah, they took C control. There's the haunt in towards front B. Doesn't spot anything out. Progression orb from the attackers trying to deny info, deny vision to Shiro over on this C site. He replies by putting his own orb up, which is then cycled with a dark cover. So no entry to the C site here for NAOS, and they're going to head back towards the A side of the map where they'll find Zesbu and Famous. But they're not interested. One way gets refreshed, and NAOS heading back to front B.
Thinking about pillars at least. Just trying to find
Aduh,
perhaps
pusing
an
lo.
open sight. Probably does spot out Famous, so
Nyalain sekarang
thinking
manis.
about that again. And just as quick as it happens, you got NC Slasher rotating in just to help his teammates over on the other side.
Nice.
Off angle. He
Bingung
fires
dia
through.
mau
NC
kemana.
Slasher on a third kill. Berserks with one more. Zesbu has spotted out Ja. They know where he is. They're coming in for the hunt. Are just marking down the spike at least with a door. Trying to tag him through. 10 seconds left in this round. It's just not in the cards for NAOS at the start of the second half.
Yeah, that was just
Mantap
curse.
from Pamojin.
I could see what NAOS was trying to go for. Like, you know, they took the C mount control. They tried to push them off the A info line, which they kind of did for a second, and then go back towards B. They're really trying to keep the defensive side rotations honest, but after all said and done, Quack, they still had to run into C through a Viper Orb into an alarm bot, which made 2 people vulnerable, and NC Slasher was playing inside their own progression orb while they're all vulnerable or tagged up by the Viper Orb, just spamming.
Ya, ada yang belum sudah 30-15
It's just
HP.
these incredible decisions we make to play some of these players from
HP.
Boom. Whether or not it's
Close
individual
cepet,
or
cepet,
stuff that they've drilled in from coaching before, it's just working out wonderfully in the second map of the last series of the day. Boom trying to wrap around them now. They're going for that rubble play.
I mean, again, Boom's just taken all of that A main control. So this is not going to be an option. You can see Jar well aware of that. Going to spot them out, but now it's just kind of pinned in towards their own spawn and see. Boom has well and truly set up a net, cleared the majority of the map, and they know exactly where NAOS can and can't be.
It just looks like the same kind of process for NAOS from Sunset. You know, going in, kind of taking their time and thinking about it, heading back on rotations into the B site. It's a big old crossfire, a huge choke point. Shiro and Famous just shredding them up as they try to push through. It's not happening. The spike down on the ground. Papi Chulo, with nothing but a classic to his name, stays tucked away. Ja on the other side of it.
Hi, hello, kau mga
They're not able to
pailo.
make anything happen. Guns on the ground, spike on the ground. As soon as they pick it up, that's going to be a shot through. Shiro finding a third kill.
Nice.
15 HP, swings out, bites the bullet. Boom,
And
Esports
2-4.
reaches double digits.
In such a clean fashion as well.
Secure.
All of the guns up. Another dominant scoreline. That's Boom right now. Just max chilling. Couldn't be an easier day at the office for him. And now's, I mean, that if that's the office, to be fair, sign me up to whatever job that is, because it's not casting, that's for sure. You know, me and you, Quack, we're doing the hard yards today, day one of the tournament. But you know, I'm still enjoying it nonetheless. Here's the full A main control. Now's all the way out. So look, they've been given that space by Boom, who will put up their Viper wall. Worth mentioning, the progression orbs come through on stairs side. You can't pick that up anymore, so that orb is stuck there for the rest of the round. NC Slasher, he's used the Prowler to clear out front B, and he's just shouldering, recognizing that there's a player over towards spawn side. So you can see these are the info lines Boom uses to control the map. They've got the Fade clearing front B, they've got the Killjoy jiggling C, and until you push the players off those lines, Boom has so much info on you.
Yeah, they're still marking those spots. I mean, every single lane has at least a single player from Boom marking, watching it. Even as Famous rotates over onto B, they're kind of splitting themselves up across, relying on Shiro as well as Zesbu. They've got that top screen, kind of been negated. So they're trying to play around the door, perhaps thinking of sneaking through, but now they've made the decision to rotate over onto B site instead. Smoking off the stairs now. Pink shells coming in. You've got NC Slasher up around Waterfall side. He's thinking about pushing through, but the spike's gone down.
Mari kita lihat bagaimana retake.
Berserk's applying pressure to the door as well to try and add another dimension to this retake. It's going to be a bloodbath on B, Quack.
Up through Waterfall. They got a bit of an angle, but just as quick as they push through. Now, having already set up those post-plant positions, it's just going to be Boom taking a couple of hits now coming through. And then pushing out from the link again. Something that Boom wasn't quite expecting. Despite the spike being planted, it's just going to be NAOS pushing out against Boom to collect on that 5th round win.
It's good stuff from NAOS. Taking that A main control, throwing the orb down on stairs, and even in the late round after applying pressure to front B, they're really doing a good job trying to mask their intentions. It's something that they did do on Sunset, and it didn't really work out for them. That round is the perfect example of when it does, being able to pivot to B in the late round. But again, Rubble control, the name of the game for both of these teams right off the bat, Quack.
Yeah, they're going in for it. The paranoia, the toxic screen, Mojo just completely tried to hop over everything, but parkour not quite his forte right now. NC Slasher with the Odin just fires through. Next, see a bit of a refrag. Amos goes down. Both Raises dead. NC Slasher still very much alive. Emmon's going to try to fire out through, and he does manage to collect on the Zesbu, so that's another controller down, but now it still has yet to set foot onto a site.
Yeah, wall's gone up and denied them any further space there. Berserk's trying to get active on the other side of the map, just spotting out that C long info line. Turret's still up front B as well. But Boom, as NAOS have cut sound and thrown down the dark cover close towards A here, have got no info, and they're all split up around the map, which is a great situation for NAOS. They can definitely take advantage and try to take these 2-on-1 duels.
A little bit worried about the door, though.
Wah, masih udah
Just a
ketahuan 2
single
orang
shot fired through
sana.
this angle, and Shiro's looking for that wall bang. Hence his crosshair placement. Laying around the wall as well. Now it's on the other side, slowly walking up front. NC Slasher just holds the angle with the Odin, sprays it down again. A third kill in the round for the guy, but now punished by Papi Chulo. Pre-aimed swing. It's going to be down to Shiro swinging out against him. 10 seconds and the spike goes down. Berserks tries to play off the same spot. Spotted out by Ja instead.
Tinggal
Now
3
it's
round,
coming
guys.
back into the game.
Another good round from Ja, another good multi-frag. He's already won a handful of rounds for NAOS on the Senti defense, and even in the mid to late round they're activating with a multi-frag. He's really trying to drag NAOS into this series wherever possible, because some of the other boys having a rougher time of it. Hey, main fight went well for NAOS, and just cutting the sound, limiting the info of Boom so that they could try to find a timing, and that's where Papi Chulo as well as Ja in the mid to late round looking super solid for NAOS.
Yeah, we saw that a little bit in the previous round too when they were playing around B-Link. So could this be the start of the NAOS comeback? Boom certainly hopes not. Trying to play it safer this time around. It's marking a lot of these angles, but NAOS are not pushing out. They haven't really done that yet.
Boomer broke. Onto the Sheriffs. This is a great opportunity for NAOS to build their economy. It's already looking decent, as well as close this scoreline deficit. Proud of the front side of B to minimize the risk, and Mojo takes full advantage of that. You want to see him get a bit of an anti-eco bash on, get the confidence back, honestly, in this round, and get himself close to that showstopper.
Really close to it. But hearing the turret, he just wants thing to move past it. No sound from pillars. But Boom have taken out that turret.
Yeah, cleared out all of front B. But NAOS decision making is solid. The door's going to get open, so they have to worry about front B, but the rifle diff in these kind of angles is just way too much to deal with.
Mulai ini
Not really
manis,
a fight
mulai.
that Boom would want to take. Again, what other approach do they have? Famous just trying to wallbang through. Eats a bullet instead through. 2 players left, and they are thinking of splitting up or watching exits.
Well, this is looking very good for NAOS. And if they close out this anti-eco here, I mean, Zesby is looking for a little bit more damage. If he gets his Omen ult, it's not the biggest deal. Sure, I wouldn't mind another ult orb if possible. Zesby is spotted out, dealt with pretty easily. One more for Mojo. I actually would love to see him hunt. Would love to see him just get that showstopper, but they're all exiting over on C side, and Shiro's not going to give it to him. He's actually just going to go down to the spike. But this is where I look at this. Like, let's be honest, Quack, so far today, this has been a stomp for Boom. But you look at something like a 7 to 10 scoreline for NAOS, the ults that they have online, the economy they've got behind them. This is very doable.
Very much so. In fact, you have to start to believe in them. I mean, that sunset might have been rough, but this is not the same map any longer. And sometimes maybe they just take a little while to warm up. I mean, some of these players, again, they've undergone that transformation. Mojer, 1 point away from the ultimate, and that could kickstart something new. Finding that confidence, being able to frag out. Famous looking to shut that down with his own operator.
Rubble control taken once again here for Boom. NAOS not interested in contesting. One way's been thrown up. Operators out here. Shiro throwing it all to front side of C. Because Boom getting increasingly more worried that that's where the point of attack's going to come in. But it's actually the Nightfall through B here for NAOS.
That's going to be an opening shot out from Rubble, but at the same time, NAOS pushing all the way into the B site. Famous in with a showstopper of his own. Takes down Nexi. It's a bit of an exchange. Boom with a bit of numbers advantage. Both Omens having that TP ultimate. Spike will go down though.
Nice.
So if anything, it's up to Zespew. Walks up, gets the shot onto Emin, spots out onto Papi Chulo up by stairs. Mojer in with the kill, pops out the showstopper, tries to get the splash, but it doesn't quite connect. Berserk's very much alive. Zespew marking down Papi Chulo, and Berserk's getting that final shot. It's going to be Boom Esports now, finding a round back against now as they are up to 11.
You got a feel for NAOS. That was a very, very tight round. Really could have gone either way. Odin and Op retained here for Boom, and Orb given over to the Killjoy. Boom really threatening the end of the game here, but honestly, their money a little on the shaky side. Let's be real, they only retained 2 weapons, and NAOS have got plenty of cash to reinvest, try to reset that economy, and keep this game within winnable distance.
And that's how you play the long game. I mean, NAOS has to keep this up, keep up those rounds. But Boom not letting up. It's that Op again, another Odin.
Yeah, Boom once again going to be taking this A main control. NAOS slowly working C rubble as well as front B, looking to potentially open that door. Boom really heavily fortifying this C side of the map as well. Both the Viper as well as the Killjoy set up over there, I'd assume with the Orb as well. Lurk smoke coming through from NAOS. May look to try to break some KJ util and tickle the door a little. And indeed they have. They've cleared the alarm bot as well as the nano. But this is deep on that A line, punishing NAOS as soon as they try to come back.
And all of a sudden they have to think twice about heading into A. All the rotations from NAOS over onto the C site. You've got Shiro. You've got Berserks, and they are just waiting for this. Oh, they've been waiting for this. They're about to make a name for themselves here. Now says no, they don't want any of this. They're backing out, sending the spike to yet another site.
I mean, they've got space out A at least.
Aduh, kemana
Even
lagi
after
sih
seeing the
Papos?
Op over there, that's something they've got to be concerned about. But Emma's made his way out of A main. Progression smoke to the front side, but that's an issue. Zesbu can now just play right next to that. That's going to potentially help him hold the A side here.
He's trying to hold around it. Doesn't see anything. Poppy Joe, I mean, we've seen him make calls like this before as they sneak on through in towards Link. Jaw on a bit of a lurk. At 10 seconds remaining, they managed to get that spike stuck down. A bit of a trade in from Shiro, though. And it's going to be NC Slasher just hiding around. He hurt that shrouded step onto the other side. Poppy Chulo just waited for a bit of assistance. Managing to spray it down, a double kill. Making a name
boys.
for himself with this Odin.
There is no way you lose this.
Trying
Nice.
to fight back, but spotted out
One more
once
round.
again. Boom
One more
Esports
round.
having the numbers, having the strats, having the calls, and they come in to reach match point.
Beautiful positional play from Boom, constantly changing up what side of the map's strong, taking different approaches.
Salam.
You saw that round, they took the
Ya,
rubber
sih,
control
abis
and
ini.
just dropped off the operator on the
stream ini,
deep
sih.
line and completely caught now.
7-12.
A free pick for Famous. You see it right here. And from that point in the round, they were just able to kind of deal with every single thing that NAOS were throwing at them. Playing very passively, punishing the lurk over towards C, punishing the shove up in towards heaven. And the reason why NAOS needs to make these plays is just they're constantly at a deficit. Whether it's info and Boom are on those deep info lines, whether it's the alt DK main or they've even had front B, they've had the C long info line as well. Or whether it's the man advantage situations that NAOS seems to find themselves in more, that Boom seems to find themselves in more often than not.
Yeah, it's really, really unfortunate, especially for a matchup like this up in the quarterfinals again. Now, they're trying to keep it competitive. A second timeout called now. But so far, I mean, it's only been minor successes, a couple of rounds here and there, especially on the third round of the second half. But they need so much more. They need to push this into overtime just to ensure that they won't get knocked down into the lower brackets. Boom, though, on the other hand, seeking vengeance, having been taken down by NAOS from last year's Ascension 2023.
It's looking like they're going to get it. Weaker buy from NAOS, down to a lot of light armors, which you got the Phantoms brought into this round for Boom. The Odin could definitely make mincemeat of some of these weaker players, especially if we end up in a Viper's Pit after plan or something like that.
Ooh,
that could be problematic for sure. So now to come up with though, one off the lockdown, if they could get that C-Long Orb, that could definitely help them get into an accelerated after plant. And look, Berserks respecting that. Forced off the line. And surely this is going to be the orb for Jar.
Sure. I mean, definitely needs it for at least to keep this up.
Oke, di push hanya yo.
Deploy that lockdown. Boom. Applying pressure to them coming in from the back of A site. NC Slasher does that again. It's the Odin
Anti-klimaks
Famous
banget.
in with an upshot as well. At least Jocelyn has this lockdown.
They just sprayed them all down from sports side. Like NAOS just basically peeked into them, not expecting 3 players over the lobby. Thought those duels might go better for them, and now this situation's untenable, Quack.
Oh man, you're gonna have to make a little bit of a gamble. And NC Slasher is just playing the darndest angle with the Odin. He's waiting for it.
Dipantekin sama OP lagi di belakang.
You should run.
And now it's just rethinking their decisions. There's that lockdown.
30 seconds left.
The green light for Famous to start that flank.
One enemy.
And then the
Ya
reverse spin. Can you
Allah.
believe this, Bilski? Research swings
Ya
up through.
Allah,
And
anti-klimaks
MM just
banget.
throws in a last-ditch effort, but it's all over, all for naught.
But nice one, boys.
Esports. They close this out 2-0.
That's it. It's just such a statement win. Like beating one of the other teams in the tournament that hard, that convincingly on home soil. Boom is definitely going to be the team to beat at this tournament. And honestly, they made that look so clean. They made that look cleaner than my house after I hear I have guests coming over last minute.
I mean, look, it's just the first day of Ascension. Yes, it's incredibly clean. They did.
Video di game tadi, Bel, Neto, meskipun ada step up yang
Apakah
dilakukan
ada?
oleh player NAOS
Apakah
yang
ada?
masuk bola, itu ternyata
Ya Allah 720 apaan?
Dan gue ngelihatnya di sini duel kontak antara keduanya itu pegang
720
peranan penting siapa
bayangin.
yang bisa menangin roundnya. Dan mayoritas round-round yang dimenangkan sama si NAOS itu berkat menang kontak yang mereka dapetin. Satu kepala udah cukup. Jadi kayak mereka butuh boost moralnya dulu gitu. Tapi ya sayang, mereka ketinggalan cukup jauh 8-4 di first half-nya, dan second half tidak ada 4 kata lucu sepanjang hari ini di Boom Esports. Semua pistol round itu mereka menangkan, yang pada akhirnya semakin menutup kesempatan NAOS untuk menyamakan kedudukan. Yang ada malah jadinya NAOS try, karena mereka harus turun ke lower bracket untuk bertanding
720
dengan nyawa
anjing.
terakhir mereka. Bella baru enggak lagi.
NAOS try.
Harusnya nice try ya, NAOS try. Ini udah menurut gua jadi
Ini
sulit
sih
banget
mesti
di map
perbaikan
yang
sih,
pertama.
guys.
Tapi gue setidaknya
Pasal dari Pasifik
mengacungi jempol untuk si NAOS.
1080 loh.
Meskipun mereka
We'll see
kayaknya
how Boom go
benar-benar
take it as a
habis
better
di
quality
map
opposition
pertama,
in the
mereka
upper
masih punya
bracket.
asa loh ya untuk dipertandingkan di bagian map kedua. Ya memang telat adaptasi itu juga jadi salah satu kendala tersendiri, tersamping dengan kontaknya. Dan selain itu juga gue ngeliatnya Moyer ini tuh gak dapat kenyamanan sama sekali. Dia nggak bisa ngambil space yang dibutuhin sama si NAOS. Dan begitu si Moyernya kelihatan,
Lord
palanya
Ian
hilang.
tuh.
Abis itu teman-temannya NAOS jadi kayak gak punya daya dobrak untuk main cepet ataupun mencoba ngerubah game plan mereka dengan agent comms yang mereka miliki. Ya meskipun step up banget, dan yang paling step up so far di NAOS untuk di map Lotus tadi nggak cukup, karena bukan masalah tembakan aja, masalah space controlnya, masalah harmonisasinya, masalah mereka ngebaca permainan dari Boom Esports, ya dimana Boom Esports mereka nggak perlu keluarin set piece yang fancy banget. Mereka menang kontak, mereka main default, mereka mencoba baca oh NAOS ini arahnya kemana, as simple as that. Dan roundnya jatuh ke tangan mereka. Tuh.
Iya, ini udah kelihatan sih kalah strat lah menurut gua. Mereka terlalu bingung gimana cara nge-counternya. Ini sebenarnya overall game ini tuh udah basically setuju apa yang Bella statement nih sih, apa yang Bella katakan sih, kayak NAOS tuh lama banget adaptasinya. Mereka makan waktu terlalu lama, sementara Boom mudah banget, cepet waktu bagi mereka untuk bisa adaptasi. Kalau Sunset ya emang ya itu NAOS nggak punya jawaban.
Lo sih gampang lah, gue sih gampang.
Nggak ngegigit Boom Esports, jadi Boom Esports nggak perlu adaptasi yang gimana.
Tak pikir maring ini.
Sementara justru NAOS
Tak pikir maring ini.
Gimana ya cara ngelawannya ya? Masuk ke map kedua juga sama halnya kayak gitu. Boom Esports awalnya kalah, mungkin sempat kalah jumlah pemain, tapi tiba-tiba bisa ngebalikin keadaan. Dan ya selalu menangin first skillnya sih, 14 first skill dibandingkan dengan 6. Menurut gua ini udah sebuah statement kalau Boom Esports juga berani agresif. Dan dia di rekap satu series ini ya gue setuju apa yang Bella bilang, NAOS gak tahu gimana cara ngatasin Boom Esports.
Kamu ngapain tadi?
Dan sebenarnya gue pengen nambahin juga
Instagram
sih. Ngelihat dari NAOS
sepanjang pertandingan ya, bukan dari map yang kedua doang, tapi dari map pertama dan juga map kedua itu mereka tuh gue nggak ngelihat adanya perubahan tempo, tau gak sih, kayak maunya main lambat terus, mau main lambat terus. Sementara jadi kelihatan Mojer nih nggak nyaman main lambat terus, dia nggak pernah bisa untuk main cepet, cari space, main gerasak gerusuk, main secara flashy. Beda seperti Boom Esports yang dibekali dengan 5 pemain yang menurut gue 5-5-nya nih bisa main flashy. Seperti NC Slasher juga yang ternyata keluar sebagai MVP.
Iya, dan set-piece yang dibawain juga tektokannya senyaman kita ngeliatin di map pertama. Jadi mereka mau main cepat, mereka mau main lambat. Awal main cepat tiba-tiba langsung dilambatin untuk bikin overthinking, si NAOS-nya juga kena semua. Dan NAOS udah bingung, makin bingung tuh. Semakin NAOS try.
Iya, semakin susah menurut gua. Ini emang udah, ini tuh mirip pertandingannya Full Sense versus Oblivion Force tau. Agak mirip, kurang lebih mirip, karena lagi-lagi sama Oblivion Force dia udah coba segala-galanya tapi tetap nggak bisa ngedobrak Full Sense. Mereka nggak tahu gimana cara ngatasinnya. Sama NAOS juga ngelawan Boom Esports kurang lebih mirip-mirip, meskipun di map kedua tuh skornya lebih ketat, cuman itu perkara ada yang individual step up aja sih, bukan secara overall whole team gitu. Cuman emang karena ntar si Jaknya multi-kill lah, ntar siapanya multi-kill lah, Papi Culonya bisa multi-kill lah, cuman kayak gitu-gitu. Cuman sisanya menurut gua ya ini mirip sama match kedua kita yang barusan kita lihat gitu kan, Full Sense sama Oblivion Force. NAOS mereka benar-benar nggak punya cara sama sekali buat ngatasin Boom Esports, terutama di Sunset. Di Lotus ya mungkin masih ada beberapa cara yang sukses, tapi yang Bella udah bilang juga nggak butuh waktu lama buat Boom Esports buat nge-counter balik apa yang dilakuin sama NAOS.
Iya, dan adaptasi itu benar-benar satu pegangan utama yang harus dimiliki semua tim yang bertanding di skala seperti ini. Karena tiba-tiba semuanya dileburin di satu tempat, harus saling mempelajari satu sama lain, dan yang namanya tactical timeout cuma 2 itu krusial banget, nggak nyampe 1 menit lagi kan, cuma 30 detik. Jadi kalau nggak bisa adaptasi ya udah, antara lu lanjut terus atau lu tertinggal. Dalam artian di sini di lower bracket, karena kita sudah mendapatkan 3 tim yang turun ke lower dan 3 tim yang bakal proceed ke upper bracket selanjutnya. Dan so far tim-tim yang sangat-sangat promising kita udah lihat, SPG, Full Sense, dan the new Boom Esports itu juga udah menampilkan yang terbaik, bahkan bisa dibilang ini jauh dibandingkan yang kita lihat di VCL kemarin secara LAN, karena secara quality lebih gila lagi dan kelihatannya mereka masih punya sesuatu di kantong mereka yang nggak tahu ya akan dikeluarkan di waktu kapan ini, tapi gue expect tidak akan keluar dalam waktu dekat. Dan untuk esok hari tentu update dari bracket ini akan membawakan match yang lebih menarik. Boom Esports akan menunggu siapa yang menang dari pertandingan besok hari. Kemudian untuk pertandingan-pertandingan di bagian lower bracket, Oblivion Force ini bakal bertemu dengan NAOS, nyawa terakhir dari masing-masing, termasuk dari Revenant. Tapi untuk SPG mereka bakal bertemu dengan Riddle, sedangkan Full Sense bertemu dengan Disguise. Ini akan menjadi match yang sangat-sangat saya tunggu. Karena Disguise ini juga salah satu tim yang punya fanbase cukup kuat setelah performance mereka di regional MYSG kemarin. Tapi ada satu match juga yang menurut gue cukup menarik kita berikan highlight, yang akan menjadi match pertama besok, yaitu GFT versus RLR. Karena kalau kita ngomongin match pertama besok ya, ini tuh pertarungan underdog. Karena dua-duanya sama-sama underdog, dua-duanya sama-sama ya lo tau lah underdog tuh seperti apa. Tim-tim yang baru debut di Ascension tuh seperti apa. Jadi menurut gue ini cukup menarik karena untuk awal dan akhirnya. Jadi di bagian awal tuh dibuka dengan underdog versus underdog, di bawahnya ditutup dengan pertarungan yang kita expect akan sengit, Pulses dan DSG. Sedangkan SPG versus Riddle akan berada di tengah-tengah sebagai bridging dari match 1 menuju match 3. Dan update barusan dari jadwal beserta bracketnya dan tipis-tipis kira-kira bahasan apa yang akan terjadi esok hari terutama di match 1, 2, dan 3 itu yang akan menjadi penutup untuk acara hari ini. Tapi jangan lupa untuk para agents di rumah
Gak ada aneh berarti, gak ada apa.
Supaya kalian lebih tenang, silakan follow Instagram
Gak ada
@valorant.id karena di sana akan ada informasi
interview
yang membuat hati kalian adem. Contohnya di mana kita akan mengadakan Grand Final VCT Ascension Pacific di Jakarta. Tapi informasinya pun juga bisa kalian lihat di Facebook Valorant Esports Indonesia, termasuk acara besok dan seluruh rangkaian VCT Ascension Pacific Jakarta disiarkan secara langsung di YouTube Valorant Esports Indonesia beserta Twitch TV di Valorant_ID. Akhir kata, Abigail, Yanto, Bella mewakili kru yang bertugas, termasuk juga caster set pertama Nona, Prosmisti dan juga Rere Bredes. Kita memohon maaf apabila adanya kekurangan ataupun ketidaknyamanan yang berlangsung selama acara hari ini. Kita hanya manusia biasa
guys,
dan
kalau
tentu
seperti
saja
itu
kita
karena
akan
nggak ada
berusaha
interview,
memberikan yang terbaik untuk kalian semua.
kita tutup sekalian aja. Yo chat, thank you so much semuanya sudah menemani watch party kita besok. Besok let's see, kayaknya besok enggak sih guys, sekarang nggak ada boom kan, jadi for what we're looking for. Tapi full sense menarik sih guys ditonton. Full sense lawan apa? Disguise ini kan sebelumnya timnya Y. Cuman aku nggak tahu beneran tim Y yang itu atau ada lagi, soalnya kan biasanya radionya sering ganti-ganti. Ya dari sini. Jadi ya so yeah boys, I think that's all for the stream. Kita ketemu lagi, let's see ntar malam aku bisa stream apa enggak, let's see. Tapi jangan jelas, kita ketemu lagi di stream yang akan datang. Thank you so much for watching guys. Selamat berakhir pekan. Nick for sign out. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye bye.